So I felt deeply compelled to do a video today, even though my energy is so flat. I feel absolutely shocking, I really do. So I'm just sharing with the group. I mean, it's good to see us in our realness, right? Of when you're not feeling so sparky, you know? And today's one of those days. In fact, yesterday was as well. So I really felt the need to do a video just because it's important to get this stuff out while we go through it. So if you're going through the same stuff, you can navigate it better. So this is what's going down my end, and maybe it's going to assist. I feel that something yesterday blew in with the wind, most likely because we've been in so many eclipses. The energies are up and down. There's lots of cosmic things going on. And yeah, we've been through a powerful full moon, you know, and new moon. And yeah, we're kind of reeling. So there's still all of this stuff going on. Now, in my last video, I spoke a lot about the peaks and the troughs, the highs and the lows, about, you know, your higher self. So basically, when you are in joy and everything is just flowing, there's no worry about the outcome because you're just enjoying, you're flowing, you're creating, everything's great because you're expanded. Because why? You really are in your higher self, okay? When we go into that, like, oh my God, sludgy, which is where I am today, literally, it slams brakes so hard, like you've run into a brick wall and you're like, oh gosh, where did the sun go? Where did the magic go? And that's where we are, right? So that there is basically the constricted, your energy contracts, and then it cuts off all your joy, and you're in like kind of like feeling, you know? And then a few days later, you'll go back up. So we've got this pendulum swing going on right now. So we've got these extremes, you know? And it is really important to understand what it's all about. Where we are right now is we're not fully in our 5D frequency. We have a lot of aspects that are, but the 5D frequency is axis within. So that's the highest vibration you can be in a physical body. So the reason we're going through all of these swings and it's like up and it's down and it's all over the place, basically is because we are 5D and then not so much. 5D and then not so much. So those 5D days are basically just telling you, it's your higher self showing you, hey, this is the new way. This is where we're going. This is what it's going to be like, you know? And yeah, and there's a comfort in that. But it really is quite intense when you get slammed back down into the humanness, because that's spirit, this is matter. You get slammed into the humanness, and and because you've drunk the Kool-Aid, okay, which is really, really nice, all of a sudden you come back here, it's like, oh God, this tastes horrible. Do you know what I mean? So it's more intense when you come back into this. But what is very, very interesting and very good to remind yourselves is if it's really, really shit down here, and you know, that's how you used to live all the time. You didn't even know how you were living, but because you now shifted so much and expanded and you have experienced those 5D days, those good days, that tells you you're moving forward. And isn't it amazing? We come into this and we go, wow, this is what life was like all the time. So that's just something I wanted to ping on your radar. Now, I work very, very strongly with the Egyptian frequencies. I'm everything Egypt, everything. It's my signature essence. It's who I am. And I want to talk about initiation, because when I say initiation, it takes me straight to Egypt, because Egypt was all about that. All right. Now, what is initiation? It's about going through like really dark, sludgy, heavy times, you know, kind of like for the purpose of learning and expanding, but you're going through it and it's quite intense. And then you get through these arduous layers, which are resistance, and it's quite sludgy, as I say. Then all of a sudden you get out the other end, you're like, then the heart opens and you've kind of like collapsed on a timeline. You've kind of like completed a lesson and you've come out the other side and you've gone, nailed it, until the next one. So we can have an initiation that can span your whole life. You can have an initiation that lasts a week. You can have 5 initiations in one day. But either way, they are tests. They are like almost like assessments. Can you pass the assessment? You know, and where we are right now is we are figuring out how to live in physical matter. It's not about being in spirit and just buzzing in with these upper chakras and being up there. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be in the physical body, because that is essentially where all our power is. And we forget that. So where we are right now in the lower chakras, we're talking solar plexus, we're talking sacral chakra and root chakra and down, okay? That is where we are. We need to figure out how we bring the light into this physical place. Okay, because that's where we're going to be living, like basically that's where we are. So that's where this sludginess comes from, these high days and these low days. So it's really to understand that, like, you know, what you're doing. And everything that I teach and share is a very much a map and compass kind of vibe, because it's all well and good being spiritual and going, yeah, it's all nice, love and light. But if you haven't got a spiritual map and compass, you can't navigate it. And the spiritual map and compass is kind of brings you into the practical, into the physical. And then when you're there, you can basically merge that with the spiritual, and then you've got a good thing going, because that equals balance. And that's another thing that is what this is all about. It's about navigating. It's about navigating your place back to neutrality. So I'm not even going to talk about these upper chakras right now. I want to talk about where we are right now, which is really trying to anchor our 5D frequencies, which is the highest frequency we can be in a physical body. And we haven't quite got there yet, because we've still got these pendulum swings. So when you are sat in this sludge and you're feeling like, oh my God, this is just horrible, it's really stopping me from doing my work, or, you know, whatever. No, let's stop there. It is the work. That is the difference. That is the work, because you're transmuting, you're collapsing, you're really getting rid of all of that stuff, which is the dark, heavy energy. So you can bring it into the light energy in living into the physical body. So understand what you're doing in that moment. And you can only change your reality in its fullness, meaning a life of abundance, a life of flow, life of joy, whatever it is that you want in your life. You can only change that when you come to a place of neutrality. So neutrality will then change your reality. I'm going to make a blog post out of that, a picture, I feel. But that is a real good mantra. You got to be in neutrality to change your reality. Okay, so that is coming into this center place. So all of this pendulum swinging, we're doing this. Okay, and then we're coming down into this center. So that is where we are at the moment. So, but it's a big initiation. That's what it's all about. And I think that when you start to understand your life as that, then you're going to be able to navigate it with ease and flow. And I'm just going to bring it right down to everyday terms now. So I'm going to share with you where I'm at today and what I'm doing about it. Okay, so I am like feeling really funky today, really heavy in my energy. I was yesterday, something blew in at lunchtime, and I've just been like, phew. When you're in that energy, you certainly aren't in your divine feminine. And your divine feminine is all about creation. And I'm busy right now creating Egypt tours and, you know, ceremonies and retreats and all of this lovely stuff, which is all kind of like my new earth. Okay. But I'm sat here going, oh my God, like I've got a timeline, I've got to get this done. But there's no point me even engaging in it. Why? Because I'm not in my divine feminine, because I've contracted. So I'm in this horrible, funky energy. So what I need to do now is I need to change my stance. Right now, this is how it is. So I can't push through and do all this wonderful work that I want to do to make it happen, because what I'm going to produce is going to be of lower vibration. So I need to drop it and let it go. So what do I do in this moment? I walk away from this office, I go and walk my dog, and I basically go out for coffee. And I just enjoy my day and do something which is really unwork related, because there's no plan. So now I've changed the stance. My energy will expand. I know it will, and then everything will change. So it's not about trying to push through those sludgy pockets, because you'll be there forever and it ain't going to work. It's about changing your position, which is basically a sweeter spot for you while this too shall pass. That is being a master of bringing your spirit into matter. That is being a master of your energy. That is how it works. Not sitting here going into meditation and channel going, I need to unpack this or whatever, because it's not going to unpack. It's basically going to shift when your higher self says it's time to shift, because your system is obviously going through something and unpacking something. So move away. Step away from the table, step away from it all, and go and do something else, because tomorrow is a new day. But then you're going to go through the triggers of like, I should be. I must be doing this. I should be doing that. No, you shouldn't. Okay. That's old programming. That also needs to go. So step away, give yourself the love and compassion, because this is not serving you. It doesn't feel like joy. Step away until your energy field is ready to expand again. And if you do step away, it will expand anyway. So I hope that this helps you in the navigational times that we need. We need this navigation system, and understand and know where you're at. You're in these lower chakras. You're clearing them out. You're bringing everything into a neutral space. And yeah, I'm just kind of like thinking it's really chaotic times, but it's also really exciting, because we're literally bouncing off the walls. We're certainly not doing the same as what we were doing. And I mean, like, look, I know we're in June, but I mean, next month next month is going to be exciting. Also going to be intense because we've got the 26th of July, which is where the Lionsgate portal opens, which is my biggest moment of the year where I tend to tweak out and all sorts of mad things happen. So like that's coming. And then we culminate on the 8th of August. So, you know, this whole year, I mean, I can't believe that we're even like in June. I mean, everything is just flying. So you can resist it or you can work with it. So I hope this video helped you. Peace.